Hey everybody, my name is Brendan and welcome back. And today I'm going to be walking you through the Coinbase and Coinbase Pro platform, showing all of you how to operate and trade inside of it, as well as going through some of the differences between the Coinbase and Coinbase Pro platform, because while they are owned by the same parent company, there are some pretty key differences that we have to talk about. Now, first things first, Coinbase is more of a simple, easy to use exchange. It has a very friendly interface, and if you're brand new to crypto, Coinbase is probably going to be the easier way to go, and we'll walk through the sign-up process in just a second. But Coinbase Pro is meant to be a little bit more of a trading platform. So if you want to be placing market orders, limit orders, stop losses, things like that, Coinbase Pro is going to be a little bit more advanced. There's going to be more cryptos on there and more pairings, and we'll walk through that in just a second, but that's just a high-level overview. So let's go ahead and get on into this. So with the Coinbase sign up, we're just on the Coinbase website right now, just coinbase.com. And from here, we can see that they have a sign up button a couple times on the screen, but we're just going to click on the one in the top right. Now in the top right, it's going to prompt you to put your, all your general information, your first name, last name, email, password, where you're from, so on and so forth. And eventually you will have to give them some of your more private information. And I already have an account, so I can't go through and make another one, but they'll probably ask for pictures of your driver's license and maybe even your banking information to load crypto into. And that's all to be expected with Coinbase and Coinbase Pro. So now that we're on pro.coinbase.com, otherwise known as Coinbase Pro, if we click on the Get Started button in the top right as well, it's going to bring us to a very familiar screen. Now, let it be known, if you have an account on one, you have an account on the other. So you can simply sign into your Coinbase account from your Coinbase Pro account, and they work seamlessly, and you can send cryptos in between them as well. So this looks very similar. They're going to ask you for a lot of the same information. You really shouldn't need to sign up for both of them because, again, they're owned by the same company. One is just more of a very basic platform, and one is meant to be more of an actual trading platform. So we're going to go ahead and move this off to the side. And now we are on the Coinbase and Coinbase Pro screens. But let's walk through the basics of Coinbase first before we get into anything more complicated. So once we're into our account, we're immediately going to see our assets, all the different assets inside of here. Now, I really don't keep a lot of cryptocurrency on Coinbase.com or Coinbase Pro, but this is where they're going to appear, anything that you do have. And I'm going to be able to see the balance of how much I own in the United States dollar, the price that current asset is trading at, this being Bitcoin, and then the allocation, how much of my portfolio is allocated to Bitcoin here. And so you can see the breakdown. So as we scroll through, you can also create a watch list of starred cryptocurrencies that are on your watch list, ones that you might be interested in and you want to follow. And so that's what this is going to be over here. And so if you need to actually go and just kind of curious and you want to check out the charts, you can do that here as well. So right now I'm just looking at what is the price of Bitcoin, or what is the price of my portfolio been over the course of the last month or year, or whatever you want to do. You can check that out as well. Now let's go ahead and go to trade. Now for trading purposes, we can actually go over here and search all the different cryptos that we want. So if say there's a crypto on here and I can't find it, I can just simply type it in. The ticker for Ethereum is ETH. So I can type in ETH and it should be able to come up. And the same thing for Bitcoin and anything else that I want to search, I can use this search bar to find it. Now on the watch list, as we were talking about earlier, I can go ahead and favorite my favorite cryptos over here, so that way they're right at my front login page as soon as I come in. So let's just say AVAX is one that I want to add. All I have to do is click on the star and it's going to pop up right there for me. Now, let's say I wanted to actually go buy something. Now, I don't want to actually show my banking information, but you can go through and you can see it's a very simple, easy to use. If you have your bank account linked, it's very, very easy. So you can click buy, sell, or even convert. So what this convert means is that we are going to convert whatever this crypto is into another crypto. So I can convert my Avalanche to Bitcoin, or essentially trade my Avalanche for Bitcoin. Now, if you want to buy, you just simply type in how much that you want. Maybe I want to buy $1,000 worth of Avalanche. I could do that right here. And if I don't want to buy Avalanche, maybe I want to sell it, I can do that just as easily as well. Now, I actually don't own any Avalanche, so I can't actually sell any right now. But I could just preview my buy. It'll show me what my actual buy would look like, how much I'm going to be spending in fees. And fees are something to take account for here. A couple other tabs that we have is if we want to actually go back to the top, there are some more complex things that you can get into, like interest earning and different currencies and smart contracts. But I'd say if you're a new trader, you really don't have to get into any of this yet, and we're going to have separate videos for a lot of these as well. But going down, and that is, I guess that really is the gist of it when it comes to Coinbase. But now let's turn our attention to Coinbase Pro, the actual trading platform. So as we can see, this one's already less interface friendly and it's a little bit more complicated. So let me walk through this to everybody who wants to take trading to the next level besides just buying and holding. So the way that Coinbase Pro works is we can come up to the top left and click Select Market. Now from here we can see a number of different pairings, and all a pairing is what we're going to be trading through. So if I want to buy Bitcoin, am I going to be buying it with the US dollar or the euro or USDT or any of these other cryptos? And so these are my options. So right now it's just selected all. I can see there's an absolute ton of options in here. But let's just say, I just loaded US dollar into my Coinbase Pro account, and that is what I want to buy Bitcoin with. Well, all I have to do is click on the USD pairing option to make sure that I'm only buying Bitcoin from the US dollar and nothing else. And then I can come over here and see that it's loaded in right away. I can also just type in the search bar BTC or Bitcoin, and it'll load right up here as well. So I can see Bitcoin to the US dollar. And once I click on it, it's going to load up right here. And so I can see that I have this amount of USD in my account, and I have this amount of Bitcoin in my account. And I can also choose to deposit and withdraw. So what this means is if you have Bitcoin on another exchange or a wallet or something over there, then you can deposit it into your Coinbase account from that other location, and you can actually send that. Same thing goes with withdrawals. You can withdraw cryptocurrency out of this account, out of this exchange, to a wallet or to another exchange if you want to. Now, when it comes to buying and selling, these are our two options. Buying is clearly going to be green and selling is going to be red. So that's how you know which one you're on. So there's three different kinds of orders that we can place here. The first one is a market order, the second one is a limit order, and the third one is a stop order. Again, already more options than what we saw on Coinbase, right? We just had the option to buy and sell. And our options on Coinbase were all market orders, because what that means is you are buying at the current market price. Now, so if we go ahead and we just say that we want to buy $100 or $1,000 of Bitcoin at its current market price, it's going to tell us here is how much Bitcoin we're getting, here's how much we're going to pay in a fee, and then we can go ahead and actually just place the buy order. So I'm going to be paying about $6 in a fee for $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, and if that's okay with me, I can go ahead and hit place the buy order, and it's going to trigger nearly instantly. Now the second option is a limit order. And you can do all of these for both buy and sells. A limit order means that you're going to be placing an order at a specific price, saying the current price of Bitcoin is $43,000, and I only want to buy if Bitcoin gets to $40,000. So what I can do is I can say, well, I want to place my limit price at 42,000 Bitcoin. Or excuse me, when Bitcoin's price is $42,000. You can also come over here onto the chart and just click where you want that buy order to be. So as you see, I'm clicking and the number is changing. Let's just say, I really like this area right here. This is where I want to be buying Bitcoin if it somehow gets down here. So all I did was click on the chart. I can see that I now am going to be placing an order at $40,708. And then I can decide, all right, well, how much Bitcoin do I want to buy at this price? And I can say, all right, well, I actually want to buy an entire Bitcoin at this price. So it's going to tell me, I'm going to be paying $40,952. My fee will be $244, and this will change over time. So let's just say I want to buy 3 Bitcoin. My fee is going to be a little bit bigger. It's going to show me the total amount that I have to pay in USD, and so on and so forth. So this is used when you want to buy or sell Bitcoin at a price that it's not currently at yet. Now the stop order is a limit order, but you can add in a stop loss attached to it. And what a stop loss is let's just say that we bought Bitcoin at $40,000 right here, right? I'm gonna click on it. $40,072 is my stop loss price. But I actually want this to be my limit price. So I'm gonna go ahead and place that limit price right down here, or type this limit price for Bitcoin and say, I want my limit price to be $40,000. Now my stop loss price, I want to be $35,000. What this means is that I'm going to be buying Bitcoin at or when it hits $40,000. And if it falls below the stop loss price, I have a pre-existing order to take me out of my position at a loss. Now, a lot of traders use this to mitigate their risk and say, all right, well, I think that Bitcoin can fall to 40,000, but if it breaks 39,000, I think it's going to fall a whole lot more. So what I want to do is make sure that I am safe and have an order to get me out of there in case things go really wrong. Now, you don't have to use a stop order to make sure that you place buy and sell orders, but it's just a way to very easily set yourself up with one all in one step instead of having to go place a limit order and then place a second limit order after this. So let's recap. I want to place a limit order to buy Bitcoin at $40,000. If it goes past 39,000, I got a bad feeling and I want to make sure my order gets out because I don't want to sit in that anymore. Well, now I know that I can buy Bitcoin at 40,000. I'm going to be buying 1 Bitcoin at 40,000. And if it falls below 39,000, I will be triggering a sell order to get me back into the US dollar and out of Bitcoin. It'll show me my fee right here of 240 USD. And that is really all there is to it when it comes to order placements. Now, let's talk about everything on this chart here and where to find our assets and everything like that. So what we can see right now is we are viewing the chart that we are currently looking at. So if I'm looking at Bitcoin to the US dollar, that's what this chart is going to look like as well. I can click and drag up and down with my mouse to kind of make this bigger and smaller. And I can also use my scroll wheel on my mouse to zoom in and to zoom out. Right now I'm looking at 1-day candle charts. And I can change this anywhere from 1 day to 1 hour or whatever I really want it to be. But I like the 1 day. You can also change this to be from a candle to a line chart. If you just want to view the lines of Bitcoin and where it's been, you can do that as well. You can also use a couple of different overlays if you want to get more complicated with moving averages and stuff like that as well. We can also see the order book flow to the bottom and to the sides, seeing what kind of orders are getting placed right now. You can also see the trade histories on the right hand side as well. And this is, again, if you really want to dive into this more, there are other websites that offer this probably in a better way than Coinbase does, but from a very basic level, we can see what is happening over here. Now at the bottom over here, you're going to notice that on that line chart, we can see green and red. This is going to be volume. Green is the buying volume and red is the selling volume on the day. So we're able to see volume as well on Bitcoin. And we can see that on the 23rd, there was a lot of volume over here. We have a big volume candle. But let's move on to the next step and say, well, I placed limit orders, I placed stop loss orders, I placed all these different orders for all these different coins. How in the world can I know where exactly everything is living? Well, there's an easy button called the orders page. In the top right of your screen, all you have to do is click on it, and you're going to see all of your open orders over here. So all of your current existing orders that you have on the market. This allows you to make sure that there's not something out there that you do not know about. So if you're saying, I want to make sure all my positions are clear and I don't want to be on an order, sitting on an order before I go on vacation, you can check out your orders right here. And you can also check out where your orders have been filled. So you're going to say, maybe you want to see how your previous orders were filled and where they were filled at. Make sure you didn't forget about anything. You can also go and check that out here as well as the fees platform. So you can see how much how much the fee is for how much you're trading and which tier you fall into. So you can also check this one out as well, and it's a pretty nifty tool. Let's go into portfolios. Now you can actually see the cryptocurrency that you own. So here we can again go to that deposit and withdraw if you wanted to deposit or withdraw any of your crypto. But if you simply just want to view where everything is, you can do that here as well. So you can see that again, I really don't keep much cryptocurrency on Coinbase. They're a very great exchange though nonetheless. But I can see that I have BAT and I have EOS and so on and so forth. And it'll give me the breakdown of how much I own of each of these on a percentage basis and then also on a US dollar basis right here. It'll show you the quantity that you have in that specific token and how much that current is currently trading for over here as well. Now when you do get the smaller balances, you can convert this to a USDC. What that means is you're going to be converting it to a stable coin, and you're actually going to be selling the remainder of your shares to convert into the stable coin. So this is essentially a sell button. Don't click this unless you want to sell that crypto off. But other than that, that is the main differences in how to navigate the Coinbase and Coinbase Pro platforms. There are daily limits that we can see. The more identification that you give and the longer that you use these exchanges and the longer you prove yourself and stuff like that, you will get larger limit orders and daily orders as well. And there's a bunch of different ways to go about that. But that is the basics of Coinbase versus Coinbase Pro. I guess just a short little recap here. Coinbase is a very, very good entry into cryptocurrency. If you're new and you just want to hold and buy cryptocurrency and not really do a lot of navigating and trading, Coinbase is going to probably be the way for you to go. And if you want to be a more active user but still go through your Coinbase account, you're going to be able to do a lot more trading and analytics on the Coinbase Pro platform. So that's really all there is to it, and I hope you all enjoyed.